My coworker called me her work husband in front of the entire office, so I called her my work sister because only one woman gets to call me her husband, and that is my wife. Mary is one of my coworkers. We have been working together for 6 years now. We have 6 people in our department, and we frequently travel across the state to oversee government projects. We always travel in a group of 2, although my travel partner changes based on the project. Mary and I are generally put on similar projects and enjoy each other's company. My wife also likes Mary. Overall, we have a very healthy work relationship. On to the incident. Yesterday, we had a happy hour in our office, drinking after work hours and chatting. It was a group of around 10 people that stayed back. Mary was blabbering about how much we have traveled together in the last year. She was roasting me for my traveling habits, like always forgetting stuff in my hotel room and being sweaty and stinky. When I joined her for breakfast in the mornings because I go to the hotel gym, everyone was laughing, and she was making it sound like how unbearable I was to tag along, all in good fun. I also told some funny and sweet stories about her, and agreed with her saying that I can be difficult to be with sometimes. Mary came to me, hugged me tightly, and told me she loved me and that I was her work husband. It was all innocent on the surface, but she might have been a bit drunk and just didn't let go of her tight hug. Also, I hate that phrase as I have a wife I promise to be with forever, not just during non-working hours. After a few seconds, I became uncomfortable and saw a few people staring at us, so to diffuse the situation, I took her hands off my shoulder and told her she was my work sister, which is why I love to annoy her so much. That seemed to have upset Mary, so she left and went back to her desk and sobbed silently. I tried apologizing to her, but she told me how embarrassing the situation was. She said that she just met work husband in a platonic way, but me calling her work sister made her sound like a creep in front of the whole office. She was also angry that I aggressively removed her hands from my shoulders while hugging her. I tried to reason with her that I did not like the work husband phrase, and people also gave dirty looks when she said it, so I was just trying to ensure people do not take her words incorrectly. We talked for a few minutes afterward, and Mary calmed down. She hugged me again and left. I felt guilty afterward because I could see Mary's point. I made her sound like a creep by implying that she meant something inappropriate when she called me her work husband. However, I was a bit uncomfortable in that situation and just did not want people to call us that or assume something was wrong. Update: as I sat in the office the next day, I knew things would be awkward between Mary and me. Mary ignored me the whole morning. Initially, I was planning to go and apologize to her, but after the post, I decided that I did not need to do that, as I should be the one who was offended. Everyone in the office could see we were acting weird, and I heard some people gossiping about us. One of the ladies also came to me and asked me if I wanted to talk about Mary and me. Around 3 p.m., I was sitting in my office working. Mary came into my office and closed the door behind her. She confronted me angrily, accusing me of being inconsiderate and ignoring her. I suggested we sit down and discuss the issue calmly. She expressed feeling humiliated, claiming everyone had been staring at her all morning because of my actions. I stood my ground, explaining that while I could handle her joking, calling me her work husband, and hugging me extensively in front of colleagues made things uncomfortable. Mary told me to get over myself, insisting I had blown a simple joke out of proportion. She argued that the term work husband was normal, implying she knew me intimately due to our frequent travels together. I interrupted, expressing my discomfort with the term as a married man. I explained that she might not understand being single, but I didn't want anyone describing me as a husband in any context outside my marriage. She claimed I was misinterpreting her words, stating that since she'd known me longer than I'd been married, she knew me more intimately than my wife. She listed examples of our interactions, dining together after work, planning our days over breakfast, my casual attire around her, and our long conversations during road trips. Mary insisted I was the definition of a work husband, just in denial. Angered, I clarified that I considered her a friend, and that she was delusional to think she knew me better than my wife. I firmly stated that I didn't want to hear that term again, as it disrespected my marriage. I suggested that if my actions gave her such ideas, perhaps we should reconsider our friendship. Mary then apologized, claiming she didn't intend to disrespect my wife. She expressed a desire to move past the incident and maintain our travel dynamic. When she attempted to hug me again, I stepped back, saying it was okay. That night, I discussed the incident with my wife. She was understandably upset and questioned if Mary had ever flirted with me. I honestly replied that I hadn't noticed any such behavior, attributing Mary's words to alcohol and stubbornness. My wife expressed discomfort about Mary and suggested I create more distance between us, especially while traveling. She even mentioned the possibility of reporting Mary to HR if the behavior persisted. I promised my wife I would limit my interactions with Mary outside of work hours and be more cautious around her in the future.